If you ever wanted to tank in World of Warcraft, but didn't want to get flamed the second something goes wrong, this is exactly where you start. Follower dungeons let you learn tanking at your own pace. No pressure, no toxic groups, just real practice that actually works. Today, I'm going to show you how to use them to build your confidence, control fights, and stop feeling overwhelmed when you step into a dungeon. And if you want more simple, no BS WoW guides like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, I'm going to show you what I do to get into these, and let me close a couple of these things out. There we go. So just jump up to the group finder, dungeon finder. Right now it's set to random time walking, but I'm going to go to follower dungeons. And I'm actually going to do Magister's Terrace. I think everyone who's played since back in the day knows Magister's Terrace, even though they've changed it a little. So let's go ahead and hit find group. Pops up right away. So we're loading into a follower dungeon here in World of Warcraft, and this is honestly the best place to learn tanking. If you're new or even just switching roles, there's no pressure here. No one's rushing you. No one's judging you. You control everything. And that's exactly what we want to focus on. So let me close bigwigs out. Here we've got our folks waiting on us. So before we even pull anything, this is where most new tanks already make their first mistake. They go too fast. Don't worry about speed. Your only job right now is to stay in control. So we're going to start small, just one pack, maybe two at most, and build from there. So you see that the followers have already put some food out. So I'm going to go in and see what I've got to eat, and I've got the Phoenix oil for my weapon. My gear isn't great. I'm only 158. I'm level 86. I've got some food I can eat real quick. And it's not like I'm looking for huge buffs, because look at this. I've got intellect. I've got Mark of the Wild. I've got whatever buffs these guys can give. So we've got that going. All right. So got the followers here, and you've got an option. They can follow you, or if you click this, you follow them. I'd rather have them follow me because I'm the tank. Now, if I get lost and I don't know where I'm going, I can switch it around. So let's go find our first group. Here we go. So I'm going to stop for a moment. I'll do a death grip, and I will start pulling them. Now, what I like to do is what most tanks don't do anymore. The old school way is to grab it and face it all away from those people that are with you. So I'm going to taunt that one over there. I'm going to try to grab its attention. And even these followers would pull on their own. Although they're not complaining at you. They're not bitching at you. So we're going to taunt again, make sure we've got them. And yes, I'm using a one-button rotation, and I'm also clicking on what I want. So I'm a clicker. Don't judge me. Well, you can judge me because I don't care. Honestly, it's the way I play. But here we go. First pull, nice and easy. Nothing crazy. The next door opens. Now, don't have to do anything fancy. We're just going to go ahead and keep going. The biggest thing here is holding aggro, and you can see that they're trying to pull off of you. So here we go. And there we go. They're doing the same thing again. What I can do is hit and try to pull them all in. And again, most tanks nowadays will just pull, and all the DPS gets right behind them and has the mobs in their faces. That's not good for the healer, not in the least. So try to keep the mobs away from your DPS so they're not facing them and causing them more damage that your healer has to fight with. Okay, I seem to be holding aggro. Okay. There we go. Everything's down. I can loot real quick. So again, positioning is important. Now, less movement makes things a lot easier also. I tend to move around quite a bit. Now, when things go wrong, this is important. Something will go wrong at some point. Maybe you lose aggro, maybe you pull a little too much. That's normal. What matters is how you react. So I see this group down here. I'm going to go ahead and death grip this one. and start hitting it, which is going to draw the other ones in. Now, you see how the DPS right away went and hit off target like they do in regular dungeons? So instead of hitting your target, they went and decided they're going to hit their own. So you just keep an eye on it. And if you need to pull them, pull them. Now I had used my death grip, but I can always taunt. All right, this trash is down. We're going to make our way through. And we're moving. So down here is always a fun way to move. What I do is I jump down. I stay away from their lines, but see, I just grabbed someone there. That's okay, because I'll keep moving till I make it all the way up into this position. I'll grab this ad here. And hopefully everybody's following me, but I think they're back there fighting. And that's going to happen. But I should be okay to hold this one. Make sure you get out of anything that's on the ground that's going to cause you damage. Try to help out your healer as much as possible. And you see mine isn't with me. They're over there fighting on their own, but here they come. Now, I didn't go crazy like you see some of these tanks and just keep running and pulling, because they're in such a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. I'm going to take my time and fill out what I'm doing. I'm going to build up my confidence regardless of anything else. So here we go. Next door is open. We come on out. We've got a courtyard here. We're seeing trash in a couple different places. I see that crowd, those two guys there. Let's pull them. And see, one of my DPS hit my target right away. The other one, the hunter, put his pet on the other target. He was able to take him down. What am I going to complain about? All right. So let's see what we've got going here. Apparently everyone's going into the doorway. I don't need that trash. I'm not going to pull that trash. Even though I could use the XP, I want to take my time and get through here. Well, sort of take my time. Now, once you start feeling comfortable, like right now, I'm okay. I pulled some trash. I haven't gotten close to dying here. I'm getting myself out of my own stuff that's on the ground. So I'm okay. There we go. Now we've made our way to the first boss, but I'm going to clear this room. So I'm going to pull over here, and I feel confident pulling a bigger pack. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to pull that one over because it's sitting all by itself. My DPS was doing great till they got too close to this guy. And now I'm going to have to pull him with a quick taunt. And this what happens in a real dungeon. See over here to the left? They pulled all that trash. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and lay down and try to pull everything in that I can. Now, you would hope that if this was normal DPS, that they'd bring the crap over to you. But like in a real dungeon, they're not doing that. So let's take care of the big guy, and hopefully the healer can keep them up. You can look at what's happening over here. They seem to all have their health. So let's just take our time here. I'm going to put my little guy out, who's going to give me a little bit more damage. There we go. And here they should be catching those energy orbs. And I'll grab all the orbs I can myself. I'm going to use whatever I can to slow them down. Give myself an extra shield here. Make it easier on the healer. The last thing you want to come in here and is taking so much damage that your healer can't keep you alive. And you're making their job hard, which makes your job harder, and all everyone's going to do is complain. There we go. First boss is down. Nobody died, which is always a good thing. And we're going to keep moving. I'm going to look over here. I'm going to look at my healer. They got plenty of mana. Everyone has their health. So why wait around any longer? I'm going to go ahead and prompt this pull. Try to stay in the middle and not pull anything extra. So you see the mechanics here aren't changing. Just don't be rushed by anyone else. Don't let them push you into pacing them. And if your DPS wants to pull and try to tank, I hate to say this, but I've had lots of DPS come into dungeons with me. I'm tanking. They decide that I'm not tanking fast enough, and they're going to start pulling trash. Now, I've had people complain to me, but I believe if you want to get ahead of the tank and you want to pull the trash, I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to run past you, and I'm going to grab the next mob that I want to grab. I am not on your schedule. You're on my schedule. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing what I need to, and that my healer is confident and can keep up with me. Not because some guy says he wants to do this whole dungeon in 5 minutes, and he wants to be in a hurry, or she. Let me not say that, he or she, because I've run into both. So you see right now, there's no complaining. We're doing what we have to do. All right, trash is down. Let's keep moving. Here we have another half-decent pull. Now, I've played with tanks who will come in here, and they will pull this entire hallway. And if they die, blame it on the healer for not keeping them alive. Not the fact that they were a dumbass and should have just pulled a little at a time. See, this is almost dead. My death grip is up. I can pull back to where I want to be. There we go. I'm not running around. I'm not jumping all over the place. I'm positioning them within the area that I want them to be. You can see my DPS back there doing what they have to do. Loot and move. That's the other thing. Tanks don't give you the opportunity to loot. Oh, have I been missing these? I believe I have. Yes. All right. I'm going to leave the requirements up to make sure I get this done the right way. Let's clear this trash real quick. I want to pull everything in, group them up, and just start knocking the hell out of them. So those who tell you you can't tank with one button, they're actually wrong, because it's doing pretty much everything I need. And anything extra, I can do myself. So if you're not confident in attacking, the one-button rotation is the best way to get started, because you can see what's being used. All right, here we go with the next one. Everybody's here. And did you see my DPS pull before I decided to pull? Thank you. It's pretty realistic here. Watch your step. Getting out of the crap. All right, we're still moving along. Pretty good pace here. Just about down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Told me to get in the shield. I got in the shield. Not all my DPS did. And as you can see, they all took damage. And now the healer's working overtime to get them all up. The more your DPS can do to save your healer from having to overstress, the better off you are. All right, boss is down, and we're moving. I know right now we're at about the 15-minute mark. 2 bosses down, 2 more to go. This run should maybe take another 10 minutes. And I know some are going to say, well, why didn't you pause and just do what you needed to do? Because I want to show you the whole run. Want to show you how you take your time, how you pull the mobs, how you don't stress yourself because someone else is in a hurry. That's the last thing you need to do, is stress yourself because someone else is in a hurry. So here we have trash coming from the same direction we just came, and we're going to start taking them out. First group, there's about a half dozen things here. One got away from me, but it's already dead. There goes another one that was pulled by DPS. If I want to, I can try to target it, but I know they're going to kill it. All right, down and moving.
Entering combat.
Now, I think I'm feeling pretty good in this dungeon. I've done it before. It's not the first time I've been in Magic Terrace. So I believe the next pull, I'm going to pull a little extra. If it doesn't work for me, then I know my limitations. So we're going to go ahead and hit up this trash and see if they follow me. There they come. Now what I'm going to do is move my way over this way, pull some of that mob. The rest will follow, or at least the majority will follow. We got some trash over there. We're going to taunt it, hopefully get it over here. There we go. Now we've got a larger pull going. Got that guy sitting there, so we'll pull him in. And you see, these morons have pulled the other side. Go figure. That's always going to happen. So we're going to taunt. We're going to pull. Try to bring them all together. As a tank, that's what you're doing. You're watching what everyone else is doing. And this may seem chaotic, but it's pretty easy to control. With your Death Knight, you're going to be using your Death Grip. You're going to be using your Gorfian Grasp, which is awesome because it pulls them all together. I'm going to save my guy here to deal with those up there. And that little guy hanging out over there, he's dead, so don't have to worry about him. Now, you can tab between what you're holding just to make sure you're maintaining aggro. But I think we're doing pretty good here. All right, everything's down. Loot quick. Make sure there's nothing to pick up. And going to keep moving.
Entering combat.
So all things being what they are, it's moving pretty quick. We're really not BSing around. I know most people want to get into these and be done in less than 10 minutes. And you possibly can if you got a way over-geared tank, a way-geared hunter, a way-geared mage, and everything else. Yeah, you possibly can. But the newer people are going to be left behind. And this isn't about getting it done fast. It's about getting it done right. That may have seemed chaotic, but It was pretty easy to control. And you always have your blood boil, which is going to cause damage, and it'll help you keep aggro. So we're still moving. I really don't want to clear all this other stuff on the sides, so I'm going to try to run through if I can.
Entering combat.
Again, I could definitely use the XP. Didn't even notice to see how much I got, but here it shows 10,000, 1,070 experience. And we've got rested, so that's always a plus. So you can level by doing these follower dungeons if that's what you're after. And it seems like those guys out there decided to pull everything regardless of what I was trying to do. Yeah, they need to just move with me. All right, I'm going to continue moving. Hopefully they'll catch up. So I can clear. Do I really need to clear here? Yes, I do.
Entering combat.
Because I need to open the gate. So we're going to do a large pull. Let's see what happens. Pull it all together with our Gorfian Grasp and just start wailing on them. All right, we're at about the 21-minute mark. We've still got 2 bosses to go, but those are going to be rather quick. And again, I do apologize for some, they're not wanting to see this whole thing, but for those that are starting to tank, this shows you how to do it. And this isn't a level 90. This is a level 86 Worgen Death Knight. Not with the best gear. You see my health has been holding up. I just use my shields as I need to. All right. So here we go with the boss. Here we go.
Entering combat. Special coming.
All right, so far so good. We can see the health moving down and the triples that are out. They all share a damage pool. So whether they're hitting over there or over here, they're all getting damage. I'll do anything I can to interrupt them.
Special coming.
There we go. I'll give myself a little anti-magic zone just to change things up. Don't know if it's going to make a difference because I haven't paid attention, but why not? It's there. And that actually slows them down a little using the mind freeze.
Pulling in.
It's trying to pull me into that zone, and I just don't want to go. There we go. Slow it down a little. And choke him out. There we go. All right.
Pulling in.
We're almost there. We don't want to get pulled in. All right, he's almost down. After this, we've got one more boss, so we're going to run there and get this ended as quickly as we can. So as I said earlier, just when you start feeling more comfortable, you can start pulling bigger mobs. But always remember, control first, speed second. Because if you have no control, all you're doing is causing yourself trouble. So don't be afraid of tanking. This is your place to start. Don't go straight into a 5-man with a group that you just don't know, especially, when it's time walking. If you know those dungeons and you feel confident, even if you're not experienced tanking, then give it a try. Why not? But just be prepared for very toxic people to say things to you that they shouldn't say, that if they were looking you in the face, they wouldn't say. So just be prepared. Be prepared for some very, very nasty people. That's all I can say. And don't be shocked when they say things that you go, wow, really? The game, it's pixels. We're here to enjoy ourselves, not to be treated like animals. Some people just get way too deep into this, and it's that their lives rotate around this game, and this is the only thing that they have, and it's the only place where they feel confident or like they have any power. So instead of getting mad at those people, feel sorry for them, because if this is all they have in their lives and it means so much to them that they have to be toxic to another person, it's sad. Really is sad. I don't know about anyone else watching this video, but I play the game because I enjoy it, because I want to have downtime. I don't need to be stressed by somebody else. I don't know you. Why are you going to try to affect my life? Why am I going to let you affect my life? So see this? I ran up here. I took my time. I'm handling my trash. Pop my shield up just in case. There comes my DPS. I see some trash following them. So what I'm going to do is grab it, bring it on in, take it out before we continue moving. I'll taunt that other one. It's dead, and we're good. But yeah, don't let anybody tell you you're the worst tank I've ever seen. Why don't you delete your account? Well, why don't you just go outside and play in traffic with a blindfold on? And sorry, I know that sounds mean, but I pay for my account.
Entering combat.
I'm here to enjoy the game I want to, the way I want to, not the way you want to. So don't let them bring you down and steer you away from doing this. All right, trash is almost down. We're on our way to the last boss. And again, I apologize. I've been moving pretty steady, and we're almost at the 30-minute mark. If you made it this far with me, thank you. Appreciate it. And hopefully this is helping. All right, and we're moving, and we're moving.
Entering combat.
And I would say right now, Death Knight, for doing this kind of stuff, great character. If you look at my gear score, it's 158. It sucks. Sucks hard. But it's doing okay. I mean, I'm taking damage, but I'm not dying. My healer hasn't let me go down yet. There we go. Make our way up the ramp. All right, here we are. Where are all my guys? I don't know where the hell my group is. Okay, I lost my group. How in the hell did I do that? Hey, morons, let's go. Well, let's see what happens.
Entering combat. Defensive.
There they come, finally. I guess they wanted to make sure that I was devoted to actually doing this.
Defensive.
Now, I'm only going to grab one of those. I'm hoping my DPS, like he's doing, grabs the other one, because I don't want to take that much damage.
Defensive.
And just remember, if things get messy, just scale it back. You don't have to keep pulling massive mobs. You really don't.
Defensive.
Take your time. Enjoy the game. Don't let it be ruined by anyone. Anyone.
Defensive.
All right, almost there.
Catch balls. Defensive.
I'm going to do anything I can to slow him down just a little bit. I'll share that one with them.
Defensive.
And there we go. Get the final loot. All right. So that's a full run. And if you can handle this here, you're honestly more ready than you think for real dungeons. The mechanics don't change. The only difference is the pressure. And now you've already removed most of that. At the end of the day, tanking isn't about being perfect. It's about staying in control. And this is the best way to build that without the stress. If this helped you out, drop a like. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more WoW guides that actually make things easier. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And let me know in the comments what's been the hardest part about tanking for you. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day and stay tuned. More is on the way.